Well, hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. In this one, I'm going to be doing another blueprint review here in Call of Duty Vanguard Season 4. So, if you guys weren't already aware, last week at the time of making this video, I checked out as well as reviewed a legendary blueprint for the AS-44 assault rifle in Vanguard, which you got that particular blueprint at tier 0 in the battle pass. And in similar fashion to that video, in this one, I'm going to be doing another blueprint review, this time for a legendary blueprint for the Automaton assault rifle, and is naturally called the Peripheral. So, if you guys weren't already aware, once you make it up to tier 51 in the Season 4 Battle Pass, you are going to be unlocking the legendary Peripheral Blueprint for the Automaton assault rifle. So yeah, with that all being said, I'm going to be checking out in this video, and I'm not going to be doing a class setup. I'm not going to be changing any attachments on this particular blueprint. I'm just going to be using it stock as it is, and then at the end of this one, I'm going to be talking about some things that I would personally change, and yeah. With that being said, as you guys can see over here, this is the class setup. Naturally, I have the Peripheral Blueprint for the Automaton, and my secondary weapon is going to be the Panzerschreck, and that's just because I'm trying to get it gold, and I'm pretty close to actually getting it gold, which I'm happy about. Moving on down, my perk setup is going to be Fortified Engineer as well as Scavenger, Lethal Sticky Bomb, and my tactical is going to be the Stim Shot. So, with that being said, let's actually go over the base attachments that we have on this particular Automaton. So, naturally, we have the recoil booster, which isn't really too bad, as well as we have the Zach 600mm BFA barrel, which personally I will use the Anastasia sniper one. However, this particular barrel isn't really too bad. We also have the Slate 2x custom scope, which is pretty interesting. So you have pretty much a ELO/red dot sight as well as an ACOG sight, which is pretty good. The stock is naturally the Zach skeletal stock. We also have the M1941 hand stop, which is really good. And then for the magazine, we have the 75 round Sakura magazine, and we also have the ammo type hollow point. Now, personally, I would use lengthened. However, hollow point isn't really too bad. And all right, now let's talk a little bit about the rear grip, where I am going to be using the pine tar grip, which isn't really too bad. Proficiency is tight grip once again, as well as my kit is of course fully loaded. So couple that in with the magazine, you really don't have to worry about running out of ammunition. And yeah, now let's actually check out what this weapon looks like with camos. So if you put on gold, it'll look like this. Overall, nothing too crazy. You can see none of the color of the actual blueprint really comes out when you're using gold, so I wouldn't recommend it. Diamond looks like this, as well as atomic looks like this, which looks pretty cool. And also one thing that I did notice is the actual color scheme of this particular blueprint really reminds me of those paint shops that people used to make back in the Black Ops 3 beta, where it was like a gradient between a bunch of different colors like blue, red, orange, stuff like that. And that's honestly what this reminds me of. So with that being said, if you go on to enjoy this video at any given point in time, make sure you leave the like on it down below, as well as subscribe and turn post notifications. So without further ado, now that I got the intro out of the way, let's dive right into it. And alright guys, as you can see, we are going to be joining up into our first game over here, and this time we are going to be playing a standard match of Kill Confirmed here on DOS House. As you guys can see, this is of course the legendary blueprint for the Automaton. Now let's see exactly how well we can do. And yeah, honestly, this is a pretty good map to be using this particular blueprint on, and that's just because it's a really dark map, so that means the colors of this particular blueprint really start to stand out, and you can see them pretty well. So yeah, with that being said, first impressions, honestly, this blueprint is pretty good. You know, one thing that you have to keep in mind is it's the Automaton. It's kind of like the STG or the MP40. You really can't go wrong with the Automaton, and it's kind of hard to mess it up. And with that in mind, the only really weird thing about this particular blueprint is the default scope that it comes with. However, honestly, I think it's actually pretty decent. You know, I am going to be showing that off a little bit later, so as you can see, this is what it looks like with just the ELO sight, but if we switch over to the ACOG, we have a little bit more zoom, so we can do stuff like that, you know. I can see it will be especially more useful if you're going to be playing a more longer range map or something like that. Although I wouldn't be surprised if this particular blueprint had Warzone in mind, because of course in the current meta of Warzone, a lot of people like using the hybrid optics with ELO sights as well as ACOG sights. We're just going to switch over. Okay, that was extremely close. I think that person was using the dual wield submachine gun, so it's pretty lucky that we were able to take him out. Okay, let's call on this UAV. Now, another thing that I would personally change, and that's I would like to use a lengthen, because you just get that insane extra bullet velocity, and that's why pretty much any weapon that I use, I like to use lengthened on it. However, to be fair, hollow point isn't that bad. Oh, wait.
This is fine.
to reload. I need to reload. I need to reload. Okay, we're fine. Are we? I don't know. I'm questioning myself. Just throw this over. I don't know how I'm still alive. Go, 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 go. Okay, okay, okay. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah, I thought he was way farther back. That's what it looks like on the radar.
Appreciate the ammo.
Yeah, take him out, Mr. Dog. All right, wait. We got a recon. I gotta shoot that down. You see, right now, the only challenge I need to complete for the Panzerschreck is I need to shoot down 3 enemy score streaks or kill streaks in a single game 30 times. So yeah, it's a little bit of a time-consuming challenge. It's honestly not that hard, I'd say. It just takes a lot of time, and honestly, the more that I think about when we're talking about the atomic grind, I think the saying, it's not very hard but takes a long time, is pretty true about this particular atomic grind. Especially when you compare it to something like DM Ultra from Black Ops Cold War, or heck, even Damascus from Modern Warfare.
Hostile recon terminated.
Let's go. Okay, that's what you like to see. And also, that's going to be our first game. We did end up getting the victory. Honestly, not too bad. And we'll be talking a little bit more about atomic camo in the next game, so I will be seeing you then. And alright guys, as you can see, we are going to be joining up into another game, and this time, we are going to be playing Tactical TDM here on Shipment. So let's see exactly what we can do now. But yeah, going back to what I was originally going to say, I would say that the atomic grind, especially when you compare it to the DM Ultra grind or the Damascus grind that we saw in both Black Ops Cold War as well as Modern Warfare, it may be a little bit hard to explain, but overall, I'd say that the atomic grind just feels more grindy, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not really any harder. I would actually say in some regards it's easier. And when it comes to the odd weapons like the launchers, as well as the riot shields and knife, I would definitely say that Vanguard's grind is easier in that regard. However, when it comes to other challenges, I noticed that they take a lot longer. For example, if I'm not mistaken, back in Black Ops Cold War, one of the challenges for the launchers is that you need to destroy 3 kill streaks in a single game. I believe it was either 10 or 15 times. However, in Vanguard, you need to complete that exact same challenge, but you have to do it 30 times instead of 15 times. And in addition to that, the camo challenge doesn't actually stack. For example, if I were to shoot down 3 kill streaks in one game, that's going to count as 1 game down out of the 30. However, if I go ahead and shoot down another 3 kill streaks, in other games that would count for 2 out of the 30 games. However, in Vanguard, that's not the case. If you shoot down 6 or 9 or 12 different score streaks in a single game, it would still only count as 1 out of the 30 completed. And once again, that doesn't necessarily mean that the challenge is a lot harder, it just means it's going to be taking a lot more time. And there's a very similar situation with some of the other camo challenges. For example, the camo challenges that require you to get certain kills or kill types while using certain attachments. And in some regards, they can be a little bit repetitive. For example, I believe it was for the Brent Light machine gun where to start off, you need to get 50 long shots, which is pretty standard. However, once you start to level up the weapon, you will then have to complete a challenge where you need to complete another 50 long shots, but this time you need to use a certain set of attachments. Then at the end, once you level up the weapon even more, you'll have to get another 50 long shots with a different set of attachments. So essentially you have to complete the same challenge 3 times just to unlock a weapon gold, which personally I'm not really a huge fan of, because once again, it doesn't make the challenge harder, it just makes it feel more repetitive. But that's just my own thoughts, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you comment down below. What are your thoughts on the atomic grind, and do you notice it to be a little bit more grindy than other games like Modern Warfare or Black Ops Cold War and stuff like that? Make sure you leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Also guys, another thing that I would like to mention, for the week that this video went live, uploads are going to be a little bit more sporadic, and that's just because I'm actually going on a little bit of a vacation, so I'm going to be gone for about a week or so, and that's why this video is actually scheduled. So that means if I am a little bit more inactive on YouTube as well as on Twitter, and also when it comes to replying to comments, that's the reason why. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a heads up. However, I will say once I do get back next week, I'm going to be grinding out a lot more videos, way more consistently, because I don't have to worry about scheduling content for when I'm gone. And also I'm going to have a little bit more time on my hands, which is always good. And alright, that's going to be another game. So yeah guys, with that being said, that's going to effectively conclude today's video. Now my final conclusion on the Peripheral Blueprint for the Automaton, and as I think it's actually really good, it's a solid blueprint for the Automaton. Now personally, I would swap out a couple of attachments, for example the barrel, as well as likely the scope, because personally I would like to use just the standard red dot sight, as well as I would also put on lengthen. But other than that, it's a really solid blueprint, and you can actually make all of those changes without actually changing the look of the blueprint, which is really cool. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to effectively wrap up today's video. I hope you went on to enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as well as subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you guys will not miss any of the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class clips, intel, and so much more. So thank you once again for watching. I'm your host, Deeper Jungle, and I hope to see you in the next one.